Ahoy folks, this is Craig signing in for Pure Xbox to share with you our review of SteamWorld Build on the Xbox Series X and S. Now these thinky thoughts were originally written by PJ O'Reilly for PureXbox.com, but turned into video by me. So how about we get stuck in and see what we can dig up here.
Pa and I are really good at digging up things.
Yes, you bots are excellent for manual labor.
All right, folks, time to get to work.
Thunderful have been delighting us with its Clunkety, clankety retro-futuristic SteamWorld series since SteamWorld Tower Defense on the Nintendo DSi all the way back in 2010. While that particular game may not have been the most explosive of starts, it's definitely the weakest game in the series, it laid a solid foundation for a string of excellent adventures to follow, and it's a foundation we return to in SteamWorld Build, a game that combines tower defense with city building and SteamWorld Dig-style mining to wonderful effect. So yeah, let's not really beat around the bush here. SteamWorld Build is an absolute cracker. We knew it would be. This dev team has yet to drop the ball with an impressive streak of top-notch indie titles in Dig, SteamWorld Heist, and more recently, SteamWorld Quest. But we've been taken aback a little here by how this melding of so many different mechanics and ideas has ended up being such a smooth and exhilarating ride. As with every other offering in this franchise, it's all about setting teams of wonderfully characterful steampunk robots to work to achieve your aims, and once the ball gets rolling on this city building adventure, it really does take off at speed, delicately layering on levels of mechanics as we're filled in on a simple overarching plot, where secret tech is buried in the ground, you dig it up and make a rocket to escape. Okay, we know that's not a very thorough plot synopsis, but it's enough to ensure that we don't ruin any of the lovely little surprises along the way in a tale that does more than enough to keep you hooked over the course of the main campaign.
Everything is proceeding exactly as it should. Exactly as I planned.
Kicking off with a new game, you're given the choice of 5 different stages in which to start building your dinky little robot mining town. We chose a dusty desert location and got to work placing our most basic worker residencies. Once you've got your first houses down, you're prompted to locate resources, trees and the like, before setting up mills and warehouses and getting some cold hard cash in your bank. Keep expanding, building amenities for your metal minions to keep them happy, and you'll quickly unlock the ability to upgrade workhouses to mining residencies. And now we can start thinking about heading underground. See, as much as SteamWorld Build is a fully fledged city builder with all of the furious clicking around, building, demolishing, redesigning and micromanaging the genre entails, it also expects you to dig down a little further to manage a burgeoning steampunk city whilst also exploring the dark depths underneath your newly laid streets. Shifting the side-scrolling resource gathering and mine puzzling of the SteamWorld Dig games, you know, just some of the best indie games we've ever played, to a top-down perspective, the mining aspects of Build charges you with discovering vital resources. You'll need to find dirty water, rich mineral veins, and all manner of treasures and technology over several levels which you can travel between instantaneously with the push of a button. Whilst in the mines, you hover over big chunky blocks and select them to have your miners dig. A fun little puzzle game quickly develops as you work out how to reach all of those sweet mineral veins and goodies. You can only dig certain types of earth to start out with, bedrock, granite, and so on holding you back from progressing. Upgrade your miners and tech over time, and you'll be pummeling through every material you come up against with ease, scanning deeper with fancy radars and working to excavate as much as you can in an efficient manner. Within just a few hours, you've got multiple floors of management mayhem to consider. But here's the thing. SteamWorld Build eschews a lot of the inherent frustration that can be found in the city building resource management genre by being fantastically well put together and organized from the get-go. Every vital piece of information, the contentment percentages of your population, required amenities, breakdowns in resource chains, everything you need to know at any time is presented on screen in easy to parse info boxes. There's also a detailed notebook in the pause menu for you to reference at any time that very clearly outlines every mechanic with descriptions and pictures, so you can take a minute to check on anything you can't quite get your head around. With your adventure now properly progressing, you'll find pieces of mysterious tech underground that give you the means to advance your civilization and introduce all manner of fancy new technology, shifting from tumbleweed and sawdust to maglevs and space-aged fanciness, with the final aim of building a great big rocket ship that will blast you and the denizens of your city into space, saving you all from a dying planet. To extract all of the tech required, you'll progress your robot citizens from simple workers to miners, prospectors, tech experts, aristocratic moneybags, and more besides. Again, we don't want to give too much away here. The discovery of the new tech, new buildings, industry robot types, and so on is all part of the fun that keeps you nibbling away for hours on this one. But rest assured that Thunderful has designed a very satisfying curve of progression to work through. For fans of fine detail, there's lots of fun to be had here too in just zooming right in on your city as it develops, getting right in close to the streets to watch and listen as robots chatter and get busy with their day-to-day tasks. Saloons, burger joints, great big factories, lush farmland, it's all presented in great detail, and there are tons of extras such as animals, parks, seating, statues, signs, and all of that good stuff so that you can get to work designing and personalizing a world where your metal pals can chill when they aren't working. Alongside all of this delightful exploration and expansion, you'll also have to deal with some enemies along the way, requiring the development of guards, turrets, and other countermeasures as the tower defense aspect of proceedings kick into gear a few hours down the line. The further underground you go, the more defending you'll need to do, and every level gives you both new resources and goodies, as well as new enemy hordes to push back from getting their hands on all of your lovely swag. You'll also need to watch out for quakes, with the ground rumbling as a warning that you may need to consider installing pillar support so that cave-ins don't kill or maim a whole bunch of your workers. So we've got city building, tower defense, and mining puzzles to engage with all at once here. And honestly, when you say it like that, it's the sort of proposition that makes us feel very tired. Maybe it's considered heresy to admit, but there's something about the city building genre that feels a little bit more of an uphill struggle when you're getting started. And we often find ourselves getting lost, confused, and at times a little overwhelmed and annoyed by all of the micromanagement required to succeed. If the idea of this game makes you feel that way, we get it. However, SteamWorld Build for the most part manages to avoid the vast majority of these annoyances and concerns by being incredibly polished and well put together, for the most part at least. We did have a few instances of feeling a little lost at times, a handful of occasions where we weren't quite sure how to generate the resources required, or raise citizen satisfaction to a level where we could upgrade to new types of robot. The biggest example of this involved upgrading a bunch of miner houses to aristocrat residencies, something that was required to move the story along. But for a little while we just couldn't get a handle on the fact that we needed to upgrade our mining endeavors to make use of dirty water deposits that would provide clean water for the folk up top. 99% of the time this game makes it simple, but there was the odd instance where we felt like certain aspects such as the dirty water collection weren't explained clearly enough or in time so that we didn't find ourselves wondering what to do next. A rare occurrence and still more user-friendly than a lot of pure city builders, but it does happen. There is also currently a little bit of an issue when you switch to the game's quality graphical mode. We were actually a little surprised to find that this one had a selection of modes to choose from, and honestly, we've yet to spot much of a difference between the two. But there are some minor frame rate issues in quality mode, with a very slight micro stutter of sorts as you pan the camera around. It's an issue that's easily overlooked for now though, as we can't really see any reason to stick this one into quality mode anyway, but it's just worth noting. Thunderful has form, and it hasn't dropped the ball here. There's something so wonderfully satisfying, evocative, and fun about the games that this team makes. They always look and feel fantastic to play, are delivered fully functioning and bug-free, and things are no different with this latest edition. If you're gonna take so many different mechanics and work them together into something that feels this slick, smooth, and addictive, you're gonna need some mad skills, and this dev team has proven time and again they can pay their skill bills with style to spare. SteamWorld Build is yet another triumph from the maestros at Thunderful. Here we have a slick and addictive addition to a wonderful steampunk franchise that manages to meld elements from across the entire series into one cohesive whole. You've got wonderfully detailed city building, addictive mining action, and intense tower defense aspects all in the mix here. And it tells you everything you need to know about this one, that all of those elements work in harmony here. Xbox Game Pass just netted itself another banger. Looks like SteamWorld Build kicks off December with style. Are you going to be picking it up when it launches on Xbox next month? Tell us your plans in the comments below. And remember to head on over to purexbox.com for more reviews like this one, as well as subscribing to the channel here too. Well then, all that's left to say is bye-bye for now. Cheerio!